My favorite tech fund for the long term is not what you might think it is. It's actually a fund that invests in a lot of private companies. It's the ARK Venture Fund. It's also referred to the ARK Deep Venture Fund. I've seen some places. The ticker is ARKVX. It's an ARK fund, and it's not available with every broker. Unfortunately, none of my brokers have it available. I've invested through another one that I'll get to another way that I'll get to in a second. Let's look at the top holdings. They've got a lot of great holdings here. They've got SpaceX. We got SpaceX with the top holding right now. I've seen different percentages that'll fluctuate, but this is off the website, so I assume it's the most accurate right now. But it still just goes to show you what they have in the top 10. We've got SpaceX, number one, Figure AI. Figure AI is a human robotics company. They have robotics, they have robots working at the BMW plants, and they're just sort of testing these, feeling these out. They're doing some work, but they're actually doing work, sort of like agility robotics, robots, agility robotics has robots working in the Amazon factories, and they're doing real work. It's kind of they're kind of slow, but they're coming along. Agility is not publicly traded, but I'm watching that. Maybe it'd probably be one of the better IPOs if they ever do an IPO. The other ones, they got OpenAI. OpenAI is one of the top AI labs. Kind of more neck and neck now with like Google Gemini, and Anthropic. Lambda Labs. I don't know much about this company, but I know it's one of the best ones. XAI. This is XAI. This is Elon Musk's XAI company, that other AI lab. Neuralink. It's got Neuralink. Neuralink's the Elon Musk company. It gives people that are paralyzed the ability to do things with their mind. So it's basically like science fiction. Like they can play video games with their minds, and as far as the futuristic theme goes, the Neuralink to a lot of people is like, maybe the future in like 10 years. Anthropic, which is one of the top AI labs. Anthropic has a $7 billion revenue run rate right now, and they grew revenue 400% year over year from last year. So 400% growth from last year. That's really good. That's good for any company, especially an AI company. And they're projecting 9 billion by the end of this year, and 20 to 26 billion on 2026 next year. So 300% growth. Some of the best small companies grow 100% a year or 200% a year. So 300% growth is really good. And they've got a track record here with revenue. We'll look at the categories they're invested in. They're invested in neural networks, the rockets, obviously, adaptive robotics, precision therapies. They do have some genetic therapy companies, medicine related. They have next gen cloud, digital wallets. And when we look at some more of the overall characteristics, the median market cap's $2 billion. That's a good market cap. That means there's a lot of room for growth with that kind of company. It's kind of like a mid cap. It can grow a lot if there's a market cap that size. The management fee is really high to me, but considering that you're getting access to private companies that you can't get on the stock market, is it could be worse, I suppose. The annual expense ratio is 4.7%, which is really high nowadays. There's some expense reimbursement. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is here, but so the total fees are 2.9, so that's not as bad. When you look at the performance over the past year, it's up 55%, which is definitely beating the overall market. And the 3-year return is 29%. It's not bad. Since inception, it's 28%. And my hunch is, as the technologies continue to evolve, there's going to be more and more a market for these companies. There's going to be more and more of a market for these companies, and they'll just grow even more. They have all the holdings listed here too. They got the CRISPR, Beam Therapeutics. So these are like gene editing, genetics. There's a lot of interesting companies. They have Robinhood, Twist Biosciences, Epic Games, and Databricks. Databricks is going to be a big AI company. They're supposed to be doing an IPO, so that's a really good one too. The way I invest in the ARK Venture Fund indirectly is through this other stock, Shuro Capital, ticker SSSS, and they have a 13% allocation to the ARK Deep Venture Fund. And it's also invested in OpenAI, the OpenAI convertibles can convert into OpenAI stock, and OpenAI is planning on doing an IPO some point soon. OpenAI, if you're not familiar with it, they have the Chat GPT model. That's the most popular AI model. a lot of people are using it. Not everybody's using it. And OpenAI had 4 billion in revenue in the first half of this year, and they're projecting like 20 billion really soon by the end of the year probably. And you can see this Schroeder Capital stock price is tended to track the OpenAI funding rounds. When OpenAI does a funding round, they get more investors. When OpenAI does a funding round, their valuation's been going up. So you can see that the valuation's been going up along with the stock here. Of course, the best thing about it is they have exposure to the ARK Venture fund, and you can buy the stock on the Nasdaq, so it's available at most brokers.